So the idea of who's there, and I did say that there are some of the artists that are going to sign their works, and the reason we did that this year is because we've got a small section of the auction that a handful or so of artists who love the Blackwing pencil. The Blackwing pencil has been reestablished over the last decade, and because the original manufacturer went out of business years ago. And so pencils.com came up and reclaimed the trademark and has been publishing them. People are saying they're very similar to what Chuck used to use. And so they have given a number of artists pencils, some of these Blackwing pencils to use for these drawings. And so they have created graphite drawings, and they can do whatever they like. They could do a fine art sketch. They could use characters. I will tell you that one of our most famous artists right now, Ben Olson, out of Florida, has done an incredible Blackwing drawing, and I haven't announced it to anybody, but I'm announcing it to you that multi-Academy Award winner Byron Howard of Disney has done a drawing of Mark Anthony and Kitty for the event. It's his first contribution to it, and it was done with a Blackwing that we sent him. And so that Tim Rogerson is donating, Fabio Napoleoni is donating. So there are a wide Jeff DeGrandis, who Chuck mentored back at CalArts back in the 80s, is donating a painting. So there's dozens of world-renowned artists that are donating works of art. And so some of them, these Blackwing, will be signed, and they'll be identified as who they are. I think one of my biggest joys about this type of fundraiser is, one, it does bring together an artist community who believes in what we do in our programs. And so they are so generous to provide us their original works and to allow us to share them with the world to raise money for this. This is they put time and effort and creativity into creating these, and then we get to offer them to people who love it. I know some people who've been coming from the very beginning who continue to add things to their red dot collections over the years. And so it for me, the artists are there as well. So usually we've got 75 to 100 artists in the room who have created these works of art, and they get to interact, and people get to meet them and know them and see how, one, generous they are, and two, what wonderful people they are. And I think that's part of what the love of art has to do with. And these are artists that could be doing things in their home for their own enjoyment, and some of them, as I said, are world-renowned artists who believe in these programs. So I think each of them understands that the magic of creating artwork and finding creativity is so critical, not just for future artists, but for future humans, that they love to be there and see people's enjoyment as they look at them and bid on them and then eventually take them home. It's probably the most joyful, fun fundraiser that I've ever been to. So after 4 years of being primarily virtual, we are taking the big step to get back in person for the Red Dot fundraiser, and the first 9 events were all in person, and there is so much energy. So anybody who is in Southern California, we have people flying in from different states to participate, both as artists and as participants in the event, are coming in to experience it. And like I said before, it's the energy that exists in that room, and the ability to find works of art, to meet the artists who have created this, is a unique event. There's nothing like it in the world, as far as I know, where you get to brush arms. We've got Stephen Reese and Trevor Carlton, who are Stephen Reese has been a Simpsons director and storyboard artist for 30 years, and he's going to be there doing demonstrations of drawing. He'll be there to meet and greet and say hello to people. And Trevor Carlton will be doing a live painting at the event. He performs all over the world, and so there, although we will be streaming the event virtually, there's nothing like experiencing all of this in person. Uh, to one, to get to see that artwork that you're bidding on, to meet the artists that you have come to know and love in person, and to experience all the rest of us who will be there. So I hope everybody will join me. We've put a lot of time into figuring out how to make both the in-person and the virtual presentations for the Red Dot auction uh, work this year. And so Ben Olson is actually coming in from Florida to be the virtual host. So if you know of Ben, you'll know that it's going to be an entertaining affair for him walking around with a camera all night, talking to people, sharing with the community, the virtual community. So if you can't be here locally, if you can't be in person, make sure you sign up. It's a free ticket for the virtual, but allows you to get into the live feed in order to experience what we're sharing. It also will allow you to bid on the artwork. And so Network for Good, if you go to chuckjonescenter.org, you can find out how to get involved with bidding from afar. And you may just bring some disappointment to those in the building by outbidding them and getting a piece of artwork that you love by not even being there. If you're in New York or in Italy or in Asia, you can find something wonderful. So I hope that everybody will join. Love to see you in person because I'd love to shake your hand or give you a hug. And if not, I'd love for you to experience the virtual presentation that Ben's going to be hosting during the event. Well, this is Craig Causin. I'm Chuck Jones' grandson, which means nothing other than I had an incredible childhood and upbringing. Had a lot of wonderful time with Chuck until I was 40 years old. But he inspired me to help create the Chuck Jones Center for Creativity. And the Red Dot auction is our most important fundraising event of the year, critical to the organization. And so I ask you to sign up for the Red Dot, whether it be the virtual event or come in person and bid on some artwork, buy some of the auction items, make a donation to support the organization so that we can continue to bring these programs to the world.